Well, welcome back to the Urban Ranch, episode 14.0. It's always exciting on a project when windows start coming into play. It means that the outside building envelope is starting to get solid and dried in, so we can continue work on the inside. You can see here the first batch of 62 total windows that are going to be coming into the project are starting to be installed by the guys. All these windows are made by Marvin. They are a wood window, total wood window, but they are clad in aluminum on the outside, approved by the Historic Commission of German Village, and hopefully these windows will last a lifetime with that aluminum cladding. So you can see today was a big day of window installation on the second floor. You can see it looks a little odd. All the windows appear to have studs in front of them, and that's been done just Chuck kind of in his persistence on things to be perfect wanted to put the windows in, and then there'll be these 2x4s will be cut to make the appropriate headers and that over top so that everything lines up perfectly level. So this will eventually become scrap wood and be out of here. But as I turn around here, hopefully not too fast, you can see more of the windows that are now in. The guys have done a great job covering them with a plastic to prevent them from getting dinged or chipped or dust during the rest of construction at this point. These are pretty slick. They have a built-in screen, retractable screen that pulls down from the top. So that you'll be able to have screens when you want, but otherwise you don't have to have them. Another option was to have screens built for the outsides, but it really affects the aesthetic of a home, we felt, when you have the screens permanently outside. Some homes do around here, and it was just an aesthetic that Crystal and I didn't want to go for. So again, we have one more window to go in up here. I suspect the guys will probably get to that tomorrow. You can also see with the dormer work going on upstairs, they've kind of reinforced this temporary flooring so the guys can do that work with these support 2x4s and that. So today was a day to rip out the huge bushes that used to sit in front of the house. Those are out. We'll have new landscaping that'll come in that'll be down the road quite a bit. But you can also see as these basement windows have come out, new windows will go in, they're fixed in place, and then we'll have a screen on the inside so that folks can't see down into the basement and storage and that. But you can see the guys have already parged the inside of here to smooth that up and get that ready for the new windows to be placed in there. What you can also appreciate from the outside here is that the little roofs that used to sit over top of the two front doors, those have been taken off. Chuck and the guys removed those actually 2 days ago. You can see the original color of the brick, and Crystal and I both have commented on how they must have at some point cleaned up the brick. We know that it was re-tuck point, and you can see the difference in the color of the original grout in that brick. Those little roofs that sat over top of both that door and the one on the other side, those are being rebuilt in the shop. They'll have the same decorative support arms on them that were here, keeping it all original. And you can also see again then from the outside here the new windows that they've now installed up on the second floor of the house. Third floor dormer, you can see up there still in some pretty rough shape. That dormer will have all new soffits made on it. The classic bell, we're not sure if that was original or when that was put on, but we're going to retain that bell, have it taken off. We're going to clean it up and plan to put that back on just because it's a funky little piece to the house. The windows here, as I think we've mentioned before, the original stained glass windows being cleaned up at Franklin Art Glass Studio right now. Those will be then insulated in solid pieces of glass. So it'll protect them for the next 100 years, and new windows will be installed then in both of these spots. So pretty interesting. We got some action going now on the front of the house. So here we are as an update on the back of the house. You can see this is the finished stonework that Rubelio did along the back, and then again you can see the new windows They look kind of funky with that blue tint to them, and that's all because of the protective film that the guys put in on the outside to protect them. We can also see a huge amount of plywood that showed up today. The roof, as it is redone, we are replacing all of the sheathing, and this is plywood. It's not an OSB, per the recommendation of our building envelope engineer to use a plywood and not an OSB. They feel like that has a better long-term durability for the project. You can also see the little roof structure again that we've talked about previously. You can see they've started to frame out for the new windows on the first floor. So it's all pressure treated wood, and then fill in the gaps, and then the new windows will go in there as well. Obviously you won't see any of that insulation or any of that stuff once the windows are in. Still have the original electric service, and that's about to be moved. All of that will be buried and pushed down to the back side of the house. As we showed on the front of the house on another video, these walls now have been parged, and these are getting ready for the new basement windows to be put in. And I'll talk about this one in a future video. It's a little different than the rest of the basement windows for a specific purpose. But yeah, so more coming along on the Urban Ranch. You can see with the roofers here, now we have a bucket to get those guys up there and to get the supplies. So hope you guys... As always, we hope you're enjoying these updates of the Urban Ranch version 2.0. More to come.